practice, how do you assess the security situation in your region, and is there a danger of accumulation of Russian troops in Baltic?
Well, let's put it like this. We feel safe because we are members of NATO, we are members of European Union, and we have been investing increasingly also in our security and defense. But at the same time, I should say that Baltic Sea region, and this is not just Latvian or the Baltic assessment, but also assessment of our friends in Sweden, Finland, and Poland. The Baltic Sea region is becoming increasingly challenging because of build-up of the Russian military next to our borders. So I can say that there is a certain asymmetry of powers between Russian military and the way how they do exercise the offensive maneuvers on the eastern side of European Union and NATO borders and on our side, because our side is not so much militarized, and of course that makes us concerned knowing that Russia is responsible for two wars in many ways, war with Georgia 2008 and war with Ukraine 2014.
Okay, you mentioned that you feel safe because you are a NATO member state. What is NATO role for your security, and generally what does the NATO membership present generally for all countries?
Well, NATO as an organization is an organization which combines in itself European value system with hard military defense capabilities. And this is the only organization in the world where you have strong nations uniting together under the Article 5 and expanding solidarity, which basically means that offense against one country is immediately the offense against any other country. And that basically also means that any possible offender should not take any chances, because if somebody wants to offend Montenegro or Latvia or Poland, that also means war immediately with such countries as United States.
How important is for the security of the Western Balkan that all its countries join NATO?
Well, usually participation in the same organization means also that there is a kind of polishing of the past and also a wish to live in a common future together. And that is one of the good guarantees that peace prevails. But at the same time, I here would like to say that it still depends on merits of each country. And here Montenegro, in my view, is the best example how country can choose its own way, just like we did in early 90s, to join NATO and European Union. So I believe that even if the goal in Balkan should be at the end, hopefully, and it should be a national goal, to join both organizations, NATO and EU, I think here Montenegro is outstanding because it showed the path, first joining NATO, and I believe, and you have a full Latvian support, for also joining European Union as soon as possible.
So you think that NATO membership will help Montenegro to join EU?
Value system is the same, and as we know from history, there were no nation after the Cold War which would join European Union before joining NATO. So in that sense, NATO membership is actually in some way unofficial guarantee that you are getting ready to join European Union, and we support you in that case.
Thank you. And has Montenegro's contribution to security has been recognized since our country became a NATO member?
Oh yes, of course, because Montenegrins are very keen members of NATO, and this is very good because we are also very active in NATO, because we understand that solidarity is reciprocal. So we should give in order to receive, and we can receive if we are ready to give. And Montenegrins are in that sense very, how to say, positive people, because you participate in a number of missions and also in presence in Latvia as a solidarity for NATO. So I am personally extending here a gratitude to Montenegrin people for also being with us at the eastern border of NATO and European Union.